Alexa, stop. Hey, y'all. I knew that was going to happen. Hey, y'all. I had to leave and come back because I was hearing a little bit of feedback. So let me see what is happening here. I need my other thing up. Let's see. Remove from stage. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome, welcome, welcome to this cold Sunday service. How's the weather where everybody is? Welcome in, welcome in. Hopefully everybody is bundled up in the house. Nobody has to go outside and do anything crazy. Okay. Turn her down a little bit. How you doing? Hey Eve, hey Sis, welcome in. This is gonna be a quick live. This is going to be hey, get off my live, Nylon. Talk about some 80 degrees. Good for you. Good for you. All right, y'all. So, welcome to Black Sewing Network Sunday Service. Black Sewing Network is a network that celebrates and amplifies Black voices in the sewing community. Welcome to our live today. Today, we're doing 3 projects. I decided to switch the project for this week. We were originally supposed to do a robe. And now we are doing something that we all need right now. Well, apparently not Tampa. Today we are making a pair of three free patterns offered by Patterns for Pirates and Made for Mermaids. We're doing a hat. We did a hat last week, so I think I'm going to do that last. But this is a simple beanie, an infinity scarf. But the cool thing about this is I did prep some of it, but my infinity scarf will have a pocket in it. But if you want to make it easy, if you're new to sewing, skip the pocket, and it's literally 2 stitches. So we're going to prep that as well. And then we're going to make a pair of mittens. And I'll talk about each project as I get to them. But again, they are quick cuts. They are a pattern piece, or 2 pattern pieces or less. So the mittens are 2 pattern pieces, or you can make them using 1. If you don't want to add a cuff, you don't have to. You can just, use the long version. If you want to add the cuff, you would just cut it off at the fold line, at the cut line. I just folded it up because I wanted to preserve that piece. And I'm going to add a cuff. You can add a cuff using rib knit. You can use, I actually had some scrap trim that I thought about using, but I was like, nah, I want to save it for something else. And then for the hat, it's 1 pattern piece and you just draft a band that goes around your head. It's super easy, super quick. Is anybody else out there sewing today? So I'll talk about the needle size. I am using my beginner. Again, I've been practicing for my battle in February and been using my beginner Singer talent machine. This is a domestic friendly project. And I have already been sewing in advance. So, hey, Tammy, welcome in, everybody. If you're sewing out there, if you're sewing along, let me know what fabric you're using. If you're not, so if you're just sewing in general, let me know what you're working on today. And yeah, let's get started. All right, so for the first project, we are using flannel. I got this flannel from here in Philly at a spot called Halal Black Owned Fabric Store. And for the I'm using an invisible zipper, which is why I wanted to do it in advance. We're using an invisible zipper on this project. And for the lining, I'm just using some scrap pieces of sweatshirt fleece that I had. Who's up in here? Hey, Scarves. Hey, Eve. Hey, Nylon. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Mommy. Hey, Shamir. You're making, I saw you said you were making 2 Kobo coats. That's crazy. But I can't wait to see them. Lynn said she thinks I can make it on live. We might be making them. Hey, Javon. Hey, Yvonne. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. So the first step, and I'm using flannel, and I'm using a universal needle 9014. And for the fleece, I'm using a 9014 but ballpoint. So I already have my needle set up for my flannel project. So I'm just going to do a straight stitch, stop at the zipper, skip it in the opening, and just do a straight stitch straight down. I'm going to come back and I'm going to close up the pocket, and then we're going to flip it inside out. Okay, so the seam allowance for this project is a 1/2 yard. Hey, Julian. Oh, so this is super easy. So this is a pattern. I got this from Patterns for Pirates. Either way, the link to grab all these patterns are in the description. They don't even include a pattern piece for this because they just have you cut it. You need 2 yards of fabric for this. This will work for a 45 width fabric. All right. Super easy, super beginner friendly. I should pin this, but did I? No. Did I pin this and didn't? Did I pin it and didn't? I want to make sure I'm not stitching over the needle. Over the zipper pull. Hey, Belinda. So what is everybody sewing today? And I'm going to sew it from the other side. So I'm sewing basically, all you're sewing up right now is like and I'm trying to keep the matching intact because I am using a print. Normally I wouldn't care about that with this kind of project, but we're going to see. We're going to see how closely we can keep the pattern match. It's a scarf. Nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to see it. But I basically use the lines on here as a guide to cut. So they should match up pretty closely. Hey, Court. Hey, Tygery. What is everybody doing today? Is everybody sewing? Let me get a little closer. So we're just sewing literally if you're teaching somebody how to sew, this is the first perfect project. You're literally sewing with a straight stitch. Again, if you're if somebody is just learning how to sew, I would skip the pocket. But I love pockets and everything. You can teach them, but y'all know I love a good pocket, y'all. Working, ew. On a Sunday? On a Sunday? On the Lord's Day? Oh, yeah. Which one? Are you making a video? When you say reviewing, what do you mean? Shamir, were you able to have your sewing date today? I know you said you were doing a Sew Friends date. Hey, son. Listen, my favorite kind of plans are cancel plans. I'd be like, yes, cancel on me. I promise you I won't mind. My pocket is a little off, but that's fine. I made it a little bit bigger so I can just true it up at each side. No problem. All right, so my pocket, I'm just going to close it up and just do basically a U-shaped stitch. So I'm going to go sew up, across, and back down. This is going to be so cute, y'all. Right now, I'm making an infinity scarf. The links to all the projects I'm making there today are in the description. So again, the infinity scarf, all you have to do is literally cut a pattern, a piece of fabric at a height of 28 inches and a width of 72, which is 2 yards. Right now, I am adding a pocket, which is super easy. It's a little bit more tricky because I'm using an invisible zipper, but in general, it's easy. And I thought it was creative because who wears pockets in their scarves? So this will be good for a runner, or if you like to have ear pods, like a nice little compartment for your ear pods and your phone. All right. So our pocket is all closed up, y'all. Thing about flannel and fleece will pick up any and everything. All right. Now I'm about to do a quick press. You don't have to. But I'm extending this live a little bit. So shout out to Aliso. Love my project iron. I should have included a link to grab where you can grab it, but I'm using my Aliso iron to press out the seam allowances. Thought my Aliso was on, but it wasn't. I know, I'm fancy. So the pocket size is a width of 9 inches and a height of 7 inches. Not my Aliso. This said, girl, let me warm up. It said, let me warm up, sis. Not the fleece can be in plastic. Okay. Lynn said, "Be careful about this time." Okay, I'm not going. I'm not going to press the pocket. I'm only going to press the flannel. Yes, we got a pocket going. We got a pocket going, y'all. Cause we fancy like that. Again, it's literally a straight cut and two. You gotta do two seams. You can't. I feel like this is easier than a pillow, and I feel like during the wintertime you can use this more than a pillow. Even in you can make a spring version of this. Just use a lighter weight fabric. Um. Hey, Brooklyn, sent me. All right, y'all. I forgot to add. So where did I add my sink pocket? I added it about it's supposed to be added about 5 inches like down from the selvage. But apparently I added it closer. Anyway, so we're gonna turn this inside out. It is so warm. Okay. Let me see. Let me see my pocket. Child, where is my pocket? Okay. Let's check for that pocket. Oh, she look good. She look good. Can y'all tell? Listen. To the pocket. Hold on. Let me clip some of these threads off, child. The pocket is pocketing, y'all. Look at this. The pocket is pocketing. Look at that. Look at that. Hold on. Cut the threads out of the way, y'all. I had to take seam ripper before I came on live and redo it. So that's why those loose threads are there. But the pocket is there. It could be lined up a little bit better here, but again, who's gonna see that? Who's gonna see that? So you can see the phone is up in there. I added 2 phones. I mean, that's a little bit too heavy, but it's meant to be like for earpods and like maybe a card wallet or something like that. So if you're like, I don't know, I carry a bag, but if you're the type that doesn't like carrying bags, this is a great alternative. For like a little card slot or like earphones, even one phone, not multiple phones. This phone, 2 phones is wilding, but it is a decent amount of space. Super duper easy. There we go. And so now we're just going to close her up. So make sure you don't have your scarf twisted. Okay. And you match up the seam allowances, or not the seams, not seam allowance. Well, seam and seam allowances. So we're going to match up the seams here. Let me find out I'm teaching a little bit today. I'm teaching a little bit. So it's going to be right sides together. Seams are going to be right sides together. I'm going to clip it. And you're going to basically sew it all the way around until you can't really sew anymore. And then you can either slip stitch the little opening that's left. It's going to seem a little weird when you sew it together. So it's right sides together. I'm making an infinity scarf. Y'all don't be reading the the description or the title or nothing. But yes, right now I'm making an infinity scarf with a pocket. The links to all the projects are in the description. They're all free patterns. I'm using flannel that I had in my stash. You need about 2 yards. With 2 yards, you come in 2 yards at a like standard 56 width. You can make two scarves. So it's a good, easy to sew pattern. All right, y'all. Let's sew it all the way around as far as we can at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. This will be like a really good add-on to your website. Like if you sell accessories, like a bag and an infinity scarf would be cute. Oh my goodness. This will be cute, y'all. I know T sells them sometimes. Yeah, if you have access to like really nice flannel, I don't know if I would make this in a wool. I guess you could. I guess you could if you really wanted to. Okay. Kind of match this stuff up. Hey Tony, how are you? I think that's Tony. All right, y'all, let's go. 1/2 inch seam allowance as far as we can go. The process for making infinity scarves is very similar. Like if you've made a headband, process is very, very similar. Hey Dory, how are you? How are my northerners dealing with this weather? Did y'all start shoveling yet? Anybody start shoveling yet? I said I'll start shoveling when I get this set made, okay? Again, this product literally takes, well, minus the pockets. If you do the pockets, there's a couple more seams, but if you do it without the pocket, literally one seam. I'm sorry, 2 seams. Oh. Oh. I must have did something crazy up in here. Is that one at the bottom? Okay. My bottom acting a little funky. Hey Terrence, how are you? Are you staying warm? I know us northerners are used to. If you haven't already liked the live, please make sure you like the live and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. If you are down south, how are y'all faring in this weather? I know Texas got some snow. Atlanta got some snow. The West Coast, I think, is in the clear. But how is this? How is the South faring with this weather? All right. You cold? Oh, okay. I saw you outside with your snow boots on. I'm trying to get as much of this sewn together at the right side because I'm just going to top stitch the rest, but I'm not doing any hand stitching. All right. I think that's as far as I can go, which is cool. All right, so then you're going to basically, so this is about how much this is as far as I could get. So I'm just going to basically top stitch that. If you don't want your seam to show, you can always hand stitch that. But I'm just going to do a edge stitch right here because I ain't got time. I ain't doing no hand stitching. Nobody, who's going to know? Who's going to know? So again, very similar to the headband process. Yeah, it's infinity scarves. We are preparing for the cold. All right. Again, if you're super particular, go ahead and hand stitch that. I'm not. I'm not doing all that. So we're just gonna close it up with a quick top stitch. Okay. Probably could have got a little bit closer with when I was sewing it around right side together, but it's fine. All right, so project run done in 30 minutes. Let's see it. Some icy rain. Oh, Jackson. Shout out to Jackson. Jackson State. Okay, y'all. So I'm trying to fill for my pocket so that I can use it, but oh, this is so warm. Okay, I feel her. I feel her. Oh, so warm. So cute. Let me feel for my pocket. Okay. So you can, like, the pocket is filled. It's about finding, especially if you use a standard zipper, I feel like it would be a lot more straightforward to find your zipper. But I found my zipper here. We found her. No worries. We found her. We found her. So if you got to go out in the snow and shovel, you have easy access to your phone. Because I be losing my keys. You could throw your keys in here. Where's the phone? Where's the phone? So cute. So warm. Extra line of defense for my pixie girlies. Okay. Okay, let me take my phone out because it's annoying. It's annoying me. It's annoying me. Hi, Chris. Again, you could do this also in a lighter weight fabric. Like if you want a decorative infinity scarf, you can use like a brocade, a pretty silk. But baby, I'm cold. Baby, it's cold outside. Okay. Lord, I got makeup on it already. All right, let me find this and get my stuff. All right. So I like that little fancy addition with the pocket. I think it levels it up a little bit. The pocket is super deep and can fit a lot of stuff, but you have to also keep in mind the amount of weight you want on your neck. So, proceed with caution when utilizing that that pocket. All right, so let's take her off for now. Oh, okay. And you can also use I've thought about using sweatshirt fleece, but I had this fabric and I thought it was more apropos. Look how cute this is. I'm gonna make my mama one. She would love this. I might give her. Well, I got makeup on this one, but yeah, I'm gonna make my mom one. She'll like it. The pocket is it. All right, let's move on to the hat since I already started stuff. So I'm gonna switch out the needle again. I'm using a 9014 for the I'm using a ballpoint though for the next one. I wish I had my micro tucks. So I'm like, where are they? I don't know what I did with that. All right, so we're gonna use a knit version. Such a cute, easy project. Such a very easy project. All right, switching out the needle. Y'all in these weather. Okay, Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, I don't care. I don't care about none of the hot. I'm talking about the hot weather. The southern states that got affected by the snow. Everybody else, keep y'all hot weather to yourselves. Keep your how Texas. How cold is it in Texas? Florida, leave the chat. No, y'all ain't gotta leave the chat. I'm just low key jealous. I ain't gonna lie. So cold. Charmaine says cold. Is anybody going to Florida, South Florida Frogtails? I know their Frogtails is going to be. I don't know. I think it's April 9th. Did they announce the date yet? I have to ask. All right, y'all. So we already got one project done. We're gonna move on to the hats. Again, it's one pattern piece, but you have to draft your own band. And the seam allowance for all these projects are a 1/2 inch. I cut the larger size because I got a big head. All right. All right, so this is basically what the pattern piece looks like. You cut it on the fold, and there's like a dart at the top. So we're gonna sew that at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. You need to see the sponsors to determine if you're going. Why? Why does that matter? Okay. I did the Xfinity scarf first. Let me throw that. Oh, that shouldn't be your only motivator. The Infinity scarf is done. Now we're working on the hat. Y'all know it is really hard to throw these events, and it is even harder, especially during these economic times, to get sponsors. For me, the food is more important. For me, it's about the food. Like, what's up with the food? What that food doing? Um, but yeah, that's just I think people will try to. Event planning is very difficult. Um, so to me, it's about the food and the food and the people. All right, so we did the darts at the top. So that's kind of how it looks on the inside. So we're gonna press those out. I did make a lining for this because I'm like, girl, it's cold. It is cold. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I wanted to keep like this as the right side, but that's fine. That's fine. So we're gonna press this out. We're gonna press those darts out. Darn it, Carm. I could. No, it's fine. I'm gonna just press out those darts on all four sides. I should have sewed together the band, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm using the Aliso Project Iron just to press out those darts at the top. Where's my? Do I need to clap them out? Do I need to clap? And I'm using my clapper to flatten out the seams. Is anybody else sewing today? I know Lynn says she's sewing the Kobo. I know Eve says she is reviewing a pattern. Shout out to everybody that jumped on the pattern testing opportunity for Armina. I know she is super duper appreciative. Javon said, I just finished a crossback hoodie and pants. What's that? Who makes that pattern? All right, so we're gonna put right sides together. Not my little stomach. This is definitely gonna look a little bigger on me. Working on a client. May do some patches later. Patches or pouches? I for those that are making a wet bag, I need to update the pattern. If you make the one using the pattern that I posted, it's fine. But I do have to make some adjustments to the pattern, slight, to make the pocket bigger. The process will be the same. I just need to. Unfettered pattern? Okay. I never heard of that pattern company. Unfettered? Okay. Have you made other stuff from them, or is this like your first time using the pattern company? Oh, patches. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm going to sew this at a half-inch seam allowance around the dome. So we're going to sew both of those together, and then we're going to attach it at the bottom. Oh, I've heard of Ellie Mac. Ellie Mac is definitely highly revered. The girlies love Ellie Mac, child. I probably should use a zigzag stitch. Let's do it. Let me be on my good behavior, child. Let's use a zigzag stitch. Ooh. First time with unfettered pattern, but most. You got to buy the instructions. Hold on. I'm confused. All right, so we have that together. We're going to flip that one inside out. Do the other one. Thank you, Catrice. Yes, please thumbs up the live. Appreciate you. You're gonna mail them this week? Okay, perfect. Yeah, your wet bag came out real nice, son. I was like, yes. All right, y'all. So we are going to keep one inside out. You could press that out, but I'm gonna just leave it as is. I am going to cut down the seam allowance to about a 1/4 inch. To like get rid of some of that bulk. It was. Listen. Hey Renee, I couldn't figure out what to use that burn attack fabric for. I don't even know what I did with it. I'm gonna bring some more for at the retreat. That might be all I work on at the retreat. I can't think of anything else. I might just do a bunch of wet bags at the retreat, child. So I can be on my Yap. So I can be on my Yap session. Hey, Monica. Not e. Not e. Shut up, Renee. I can't. Bye, girl. All right, y'all. So we are going to just put the hats wrong side together and match it up at the seams. And we're going to do a basting stitch around the bottom. I can't stand Renee. Y'all, if y'all don't know, Renee is having a 50% sale off of all her bags and stuff that she's been making in her live. It's called Ready to Ship section on her website. So you can get 50% off. You said you need the retreat? Yeah, for sure. Girl, bye. Y'all some needy. What do y'all want me to jump up for joy and do a dance? Hey, Monica. Y'all are crazy. Not y'all acting needy today. I'm dealing with a foot of snow. All right, y'all. So we're just gonna baste the bottom together. Do I want to do a zigzag stitch? Y'all, I don't do needy friends. My friends are getting on my nerves today. Are y'all friends needy? Y'all, did y'all notice that TikTok is acting glitchy? I was not able to upload any. I tried to buy some coins so I could give some folks some coins. They wouldn't let me do it. TikTok acting crazy again. I'm so glad that we pivoted last year. Child, I was talking to Terrence about that today. I said, I ain't got time. That's not Alphabet, it's the Grinch. This the Grinch, Court. They're the same nails from Christmas. I'm getting my nails done this week, though. I will be shoveling myself out for that. Did you download the update, son? So yeah, if you don't have a serger, that is okay, y'all. Dang, we still are under an hour. Look at that. Just do a zigzag stitch at the bottom. Again, this is a beginner-friendly project. And I would wear a silk. I wish that I had like some stretch satin, but I didn't. Because I would wear that and I would use my stretch satin as a lining. So because I don't, I'm just gonna wear my scarf under this, like one of my do rags. Uh, oh my goodness, I can't. Hey Nina, hey Anna J. Well, just reset your password. All right, y'all. Oh, this is child. I'm glad I made the biggest size because this head is big. Okay, who head this fitting on? So I'm going to, yeah. Who head is this fitting on? Big head. All right, so we're going to lessen the stitch length. All right, and now we are going to stitch this down. This is the band. So the band is, they give you the different sizes that you need to cut for each band. All right, so I cut a 5 by 21. Baby, I don't know if that's big enough. I don't know if that. So basically, it takes it down to 20 with the seam allowance. My head big. So we gonna see how this work out. We're gonna see how this work out for my big head, okay? Okay, okay. Now they want you to finish this, and I am gonna finish it like this. But if you ain't comfortable with that, so I'm going to press this out. I'm gonna finger press it out. In fact, no, I'm gonna use my little thing. You're gonna finish this like you would finish a waistband, like fold it over. I should be using my wool mat, but I'm not. Mind your business. In fact, let me get my wool mat. And we're going to fold this over about a 1/2 inch. And press it all the way around. I'm going to add a 1/2 inch, but if you want to use your ruler, you can. That's your business. No, you can't say forget Twitch. We love Twitch. Well, I've seen you in live since October. You were on a live recently. Monica, are you still here? Are the dates for Project So for February announced? I feel like she did announce it. I feel like it's maybe the 15th. All right, so we are just folding it up on one side. All right, so I'm gonna find the center part of one of these sides of the hat. And I'm going to use the seam to line up with that center part. So I found child, not me lose. Child, I got a phone call. Let's see. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Okay, yeah. Project Sew is a sewing session that Monica has every month. They meet at a quilting center in Dallas once a month, and they sew for 12 hours. Um, if you go to the Project Sew on Instagram, it's cool. That's why I was like, I wish Philly. I know they have quilting centers in like Lancaster, but I wish Philly had like quilting centers or like a sew center where we could like. The stuff here is much more expensive. We are having a event on February 28th, Black Summer Network here in Philly. I'm trying to do it for 6 hours. So yeah, it's gonna be a free sale, but we're also gonna do like competitions and other things. But yeah, that is definitely on my goal list. One day we'll have a BSN center. It ain't gonna be no quilting center, child. I ain't calling it that. But quilting centers are really big in Texas. Like that's like a whole entire thing. But yeah, when I get rich, y'all, we're gonna have a BSN quilt. It's gonna be a sew center in Philly. Mark my words. All right, y'all. So we are going to do I attached the right side together, the bottom band, and we're gonna sew it at a 1/2 inch zigzag seam allowance. So yeah, Monica just showed. See if it lets me pin it. It's not letting me pin it. Okay, there you go. So yeah, follow the Project Sew on Instagram. If you're in Dallas, they meet monthly. Okay. So we are sewing at a 1/2 inch seam allowance, February 21st. Okay. Are we under? Okay, we're still under an hour. So we've done 2 projects in 1 hour, and we only have the gloves left. I wish I started the gloves, but I didn't. And I am making a hat. It's a hat by Made for Mermaid. The hat is by Made for Mermaid. All right. So now we are going to. This hat seems. I made the larger size, but this hat seems a little small. I ain't gonna hold you. We're gonna cut the seam. Nah, I ain't gonna cut the seam allowance. I'm gonna keep it. So now we are going to add So we're gonna remember that side I pressed up. So basically I am maneuvering it around and we're gonna do a stitch in the ditch. We will be all good to go. Feels a little thick. Okay. That's that thick. That's that real. In fact, let me do a width. Okay. 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 Now I'm just going to stitch around, zigzag stitch. Okay, so this machine doesn't have a lightning bolt stitch, but the way I'm kind of creating that is I'm doing a width of 1.5 and a length of like 2.5/3. The with the stitch length on here only go from 1 to 4. Again, doesn't have all the features that my other sewing machine has, but it still gets the job done. You can make this band a little bit bigger if you wanted to. I wish I did. But again, it's all good. We doing the best we can with what we got. And pressing that 1/2 inch up in advance definitely helps and serves as a good guide. Okay. I definitely recommend penning this, but chill. Again, this is a great scrap buster for if you have like fleece, sweatshirt fabric. My locks will not fit in their head. Well, you can make Nikki's Trapper hat. Nikki's Trapper hat that I made last week is a great option. Just make it in the largest size. There are definitely other hat patterns out there. Yeah, this is a beanie. This isn't like a fitted hat. This isn't meant to be like. The beanie is meant to be kind of taut and flat to your head. Again, it's a free pattern. I thought about making Nikki's pattern again today, but I did not feel like cutting that fur. No, thank you, no, ma'am. I'm still dealing with the aftermath of that fur, but it's cute. And when I say that one is super warm, it is very warm. Um, but yeah, it's still. I've been vacuuming. I've been lint brushing all week. All right, let's see how this looks on my head, y'all. I should have cut down that seam allowance on the inside, but it's all good. All right, with the second project done, I'll probably leave this on because I don't have my scarf here with me and I know it's gonna mess up my hair. You missed the hat, and now I'm about to make the mittens. Let's see how this fit on my head. Oh yeah, this is small. I'm glad I made the biggest size. Lord. I'm glad I made the biggest size. Again, this isn't meant to be like a super. I wish I definitely cut out the seam allowance. But y'all, this is the biggest size. This is the biggest size. So just keep that in mind when making this. Okay. I might have to throw in one of my wigs under. Definitely, yeah. But it's meant for people like to be. Let me see. Do I have a picture of it? Lord. Let me see. Default browser. You said it's giving faceless. I'm like, I guess it is like that. This is how what it was meant to be. So it's meant to be fitted. Child, I'm glad I made. So it's meant to be a beanie. Like it's not supposed to be like a super big hat. Listen, it gets the job done. But I will be wearing it with well, my scarf. Once I like having it on with the scarf. Oh, this is fine. This is fine. Yeah, you have to have like I don't know if this will fit over a curly head look, but you know, a flat pixie like mine or something like that. But yeah, I would definitely make this a little bit bigger. And the way you can make this bigger, honestly, is you can bump up the when you print it out, bump it up to like 150%. That's what I might do. Bump it up to 150%, and it will make this pattern piece bigger and just make your band larger, a little bit larger. But yeah, it gets. Listen, do I look like the Home Alone robber? Maybe, but it's cute and it's a free pattern. It's a free pattern, y'all. All right, let's move on to the mittens. We're gonna keep this on my head because you know once I let it up. So the mittens, we're going to basically. I made linings for each of these. It doesn't call for a lining. Um, but we're gonna sew all these together. So I got to do this 4 times. And this again is at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Let me make sure. I'm going to do this at a 1/4 inch seam allowance though, because I got nails and I don't know if this is going to fit. So it only comes in one size. But again, it's free. So I think once you make, like I would make a sample and then figure out like if I need to bump up the sizing. But I'm going to sew this at a 1/4 inch. Not pray for my mittens. Why? What you mean pray for my mittens? For what? Bye, Renee. All the naysayers in the chat. Bye. All right, let me bring it down. Let me bring it down. This is a good pattern. Again, a free pattern for practicing curves. So if you are a person that struggles with curves and sewing circles or teaching somebody how to sew, this will be a good exercise in doing that. So I'm sewing this at a 1/4 inch, like between a 1/4 inch and an 1/8 of an inch. And at those turns, you want to kind of put your needle down and pivot. Listen, I'm using a different pattern from the last time. Mittens are a lot easier than gloves. With the gloves last time, they weren't really easy to sew because they required you to make a gusset, and that thumb was a little tricky. This is just literally one pattern piece. So I'll be all right. And it's the same front and back. Let's see how it fit. They fit. Well, they fit for now. So I did sew this at like an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Again, remember, we're still going to add the ribbing at the bottom. For the inside, I'm going to sew. I'm going to treat the fleece side as because this side is a little bit warmer than this side. So I'm going to treat that as the right side. Okay. Now I ain't running out of we got Wanda bobbing, y'all. Let's Wanda bobbing. That quick. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Why are you bringing up them gloves? Are we on our last project, y'all? The mittens. The mittens. So I need to wind the bobbin real quick. Oh. Okay. Okay, we're gonna stop that here. I'll probably make some more of those tortillas. They had me in a chokehold. The ones that I want to do some juicing. I did buy some carrots and some apples for juicing, so I do want to do a little bit of that. Nothing complicated. Like I love apple juice, like fresh squeezed apple juice. Add a little bit of ginger. Oh my god, y'all. It is so good. So good. And then some carrot juice. I should have got some beets, but I'm just gonna make it as is. Love some carrot juice with a little bit of apples. And tofu scramble. Those are probably gonna be what I make. I'm gonna keep it simple. Well, I ain't gonna be in the house forever. And then there's this pasta dish that I saw. It was like um pasta. What else did they put in there? Renee, you cut them out already? Renee, try to make the pocket a little bit bigger. So sew it at like they said the pockets are too small. I was like, it was a fine time for you to tell me that. They just want something to say though, child. No, I told them, I said, I'm not beyond criticism, y'all. But I used a finished pouch that I got from them. So to make the pattern, but okay, that's fine. I say all that to say, Renee, just make it at a smaller seam allowance. I need to take it off the site. I wish I had the original bag that I used. I wish I had it because I would be like, this is what I got from y'all. They weren't complaining. They weren't complaining. But I can't prove it because I turned the bag back in. They fit. Child, listen, I'm just going to change the pattern, child. I'm going to adjust the pattern. The ones they had, those girls, listen, those girls are going to be super appreciative. All right, anyway. It's fine, y'all. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's okay. I just need to make a slight adjustment. It's okay. It's all right. All right, y'all. So I am going to sew the rest of these things together, these mittens together. Those little girls gonna love them little pouches, okay? The width is perfect. The length is too short. They want the top to be smaller and the bottom to be longer. But if you already did it, it's perfectly fine, y'all. If you already, made them and need to. Chip in what you got. Because I still have about 50 cut out, and they're going to get those. They're going to get those. We are not going to waste it. Front pocket. The front pocket needs to be taller. All right. So we're going to flip this inside out. No, we're not. We're not. We're not. All right. So I'm going to sandwich this in. Hopefully this works. Child, where go? So again, you don't have to do a lining. I'm doing a lining because I just felt like it needed a little bit more insulation. Hold on, y'all. So just poking it out. I could press that now, but who got time for that? Who got time for that? So I'm going to put them wrong sides together. These are warm. Oh my goodness. Y'all see it. Y'all see the vibes. So again, these are only one size. So I might bump this up to maybe 120% for my stiletto nail girlies. So let's do the other ones. I'm going to just quickly do a basting stitch all the way around just to keep everything together. Are you going live today, Renee? Okay. And we got one mitten and lining done. If I didn't do a lining, both the mittens will be, I will be going onto the wristband or the cuff, but we're doing lining for both. Child. Not you sick. All right, so we are going to, again, I'm stitching it like 1/8 of an inch because my stiletto nails say, girl, where are you fitting it? Where are you fitting those nails in this mid? My head's starting to sweat, y'all. D, what are you cooking for the storm? What is everybody cooking for dinner? Hey, Angela. Some pho. That's how you say it, right? Pho. All right, we're gonna turn this one inside out. Make sure we cut everything. Nope, I didn't. Okay. Did you make it or you got it? You got it from somewhere. Speaking of fire, I gotta hit up Shishi. Oxtails, y'all got money. Oxtails. Oh, you don't eat pot roast? You too good for pot roast, son? Son, Sin said I ain't eating that peasant food. Sin said I ain't eating that peasant food. Oxtails, turkey wings and rice. Okay. Shrimp scampi. Okay. Pork. Oh, you do. Oh, here come Angela coming in with the extra. She was like, "Oh no, y'all basic. I'm making Thanksgiving dinner." Angela making Thanksgiving dinner. If I ain't have this, I would have been at my mama house because I know she cooking. I would have got snowed in and Netflixed it up with my mama because my mama cooked. Okay. Gumbo. Okay, you showing your Louisiana roots. Will showing his Louisiana roots right now. Okay. Okay. We got one more glove to do. Oh, I did have my scarf. Lord. Coconut shrimp. What? That's it? You gonna make rice? What vegetables? Y'all don't be eating enough vegetables. What vegetables y'all eating with your food? Dense bean salad, black beans and rice. That's what I'm talking about, Belinda. That look healthy. What green vegetable are y'all eating? Please don't say corn. Please do not say corn. Black folks' obsession with corn and saying it's a vegetable, not a starch. I mean, I know it's technically a vegetable, but y'all need something green on your plate. Asparagus and cabbage. Okay. See here go court. Here go court. I knew it. I said here. I knew it was gonna be one person. I knew it was somebody gonna come through here. I meant to do this on the other side. I did think about getting. I haven't had corn in a while, but I did think about getting some and making some corn ribs. But I was like, I ain't have like the barbecue sauce and everything else I needed for it, so I ain't get it. Okay. All right. Oh, you don't cook, Lynn? Lord, my brother David, poor brother David, you don't cook. How much did? Well, it's Aldi. It probably ain't that expensive. You can make your own corn ribs. Y'all know I was at Wegmans and I saw potatoes. I can get a big bag of russet potatoes for like $2-3. Like with like 20 potatoes. And it was like russet potatoes in plastic. And you know how much they were selling it for? It was like $7 for like two. I said, "Did you kidding me? You can get some saran wrap at home and do that yourself." Lynn said, "We're booked and busy. We're working." Lynn said, "I'm busy." You know, I'm not a fan of green beans. Never have been. I mean, I'll eat them, but green beans to me, like growing up, I think they were overcooked. And I just feel like they just don't be having no real flavor to me. And I know you're thinking, mine have flavor, mine have flavor. Never been a huge fan of green beans. Not you too lazy to cut corn, Lord Jesus Christ. I'm never now you lost your mind. I'm never trying green bean casserole. Have no desire to try green. My mom actually said she would make me a vegan version. I have no desire to try drink. You don't even like green bean casserole. Have you had it, Terrence? I don't even think Terrence. You told me you never tried it. Why I gotta try it? I have no desire. You have never tried it, have you? Get out of here. And I won't. It's nasty. How you know it's nasty if you never tried it? All right, y'all. Don't be like me. Clip this stuff together. All right, so we got our second glove done. The lining. So we're gonna flip this. No, we're gonna keep this wrong side out. And we're going to again sandwich it into the other mitt that we just made. Hold on. I'm gonna put it all the way in. That sounded really suggestive. Lynn said I'm white and I've had that. Oh, Lynn, you don't like green bean casserole either? Lynn said, She said, and don't. Now my mom want to challenge and make it. She's like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it for you. I was like, girl, no, it's okay. You make so many great things. I don't need to be convinced. There are so many other foods that I have yet to try that I can enjoy. Green bean casserole, I am not interested. I don't want it if it's made right. That to me is like saying chitlins can be good if it's made right. I'm good. I don't need it. I don't need it. All right, y'all. So we're gonna base this together. We're almost done. I'll take your word for it. Y'all, this is a great palate cleanser project. All right, so we got the 2 mitts done. Again, a little on a smaller side. So I'm going to use this rib knit that I got from Lynn's shop. I need to actually I'm supposed to make pants in the top with it. I need to stop using it for my little projects, but I don't have no other rib knit left. So we're going to put this together. Okay. And they suggest folding it over like I did with the last one, but I'm just going to base this together and attach it like that because I ain't got time to be doing another stitch in the ditch. We're just going to do a zigzag stitch and attach it like that. So I'm going to just go around. I folded it up and we're just going to baste it with a zigzag stitch all the way around. What did you cook for your senior? All right. Again, it's okay if you don't have a serger. Just do a zigzag stitch. There is a stitch on this machine that looks very similar to a serger. Let me see. Hey, Joshy, how are you? Hope you're staying bundled up. Okay, we're going to just... That sounds good. Beef tips, gravy, salmon. She got 2 proteins, or she made out? She made out 2 proteins. All right, y'all. So I just have that one prepped, and I'm just going to prep my last cuff. So again, this is how it looks. We're going to put right sides together so that at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Then I'm going to finger press the seam allowance out, and I'm going to fold that up, and we're going to baste. We're going to baste it all the way around just to hold the cuff into place before we attach it to the main glove piece. It just makes it a lot easier than having to keep all those layers together. So if you remember, I basted together the mitten and the mitten lining, and I'm basting together the cuff as well. So that way I don't have to use my clips to keep 4 layers together. And I'm doing this all on my Singer talent that I will be using for my competition. Lisa says she's joining in. I know Kay Charles says she wanted to join in. Hey, Armina. Girl, you didn't miss anything. I mean, yeah, you did good, but you didn't. All right, y'all. So I did a custom. Okay. Stitching again. Finding the seam allowances, matching those up. God, I can barely see it. So I only have 2 stitches left to do. So I'm going to sew this at like a 1/4 inch. I'm not going to take advantage, like do the whole 1/2 inch, because again, I want it to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to just do a few more clips and zigzag stitch all the way around. You need to be getting some rest, Armina. The replay will be available. All right. Congratulations on getting your testers. All right, y'all. So we're going to do, I'm doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. You can do a 1/2. Again, I have long nails, so the gloves, the mittens are a little bit smaller. They fit my nails, but barely. So what I'm going to do next time I make them, because I definitely will make them again, is I'm going to crank up the size to about 120% in my settings before printing out the pattern piece. This is literally only 2 pattern pieces, so 2 pages. Oh no, I gotta. Green beans in the air fryer. Now listen, I ain't never tried that. That might be alright. Green beans in the air fryer. I'm still not sold on green beans. My favorite vegetables. What are y'all favorite? My favorite vegetable, I think, hands down, is spinach. And growing up, I hated spinach because I remember. Listen, no shade to my mama, but I feel like she used a lot of frozen spinach. I recall a lot of frozen spinach in my childhood. I don't remember eating fresh spinach. And if my mom in here, she gonna call me a liar. But I don't remember. I remember frozen spinach, and it tasted mushy to me. I could be wrong, but I don't remember eating fresh spinach. I'm just saying. Let me remove this. Kale. I like kale. Do y'all try the different kind of kale, like lacinato kale? Did y'all know there are different kind of kales? I like the curly kale and lacinato kale. I don't like the purple and green kale. All kale ain't created equal. This cuff giving me a little. This cuff giving me a run for my money, y'all. Oof. Not the cuff giving me a run for my money. Okay. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts. I didn't really eat them growing up, but I can eat them if they. Now that's one of those ones that I can eat if they're made a certain way. All right, so we have one cuff on. I actually like. I didn't like okra growing up, but I started liking it as an adult. But if you have a texture, if you're big on textures, I can understand why you wouldn't care for okra. But I like okra too. My African homegirl from Cameroon, she makes okra, and her okra is delicious. So okra is that like the traditional like down south okra. I was never a fan of, but as an adult, I do like it. Okay, hold on. The box spinach, yep, the box frozen spinach, yeah. That's what I remember eating growing up. Wasn't a fan. I felt like it was always so mushy. Frozen spinach in general, I feel like be mushy. I'd rather get it fresh. Hold on, y'all. I am trying. All right. Okay. All right. I love mushrooms. The- to me, garlic makes everything better. That's how I feel about garlic. I love mushrooms. And for vegans, mushroom is like a meat. I'm not gonna say it's a meat substitute, but it gives that kind of meaty vibe. But for me, I feel like every savory dish needs garlic. I don't care what it is. If the recipe don't have it and it's a savory dish, I'm like, I'm adding some garlic cloves. Like, why doesn't your recipe have garlic? I don't care for, I like carrot juice. I like carrot bread. I don't like carrots like by itself. It gotta be something. Not a huge fan of carrots, like other than like carrot juice, but like in a salad, I can give or take it. I like red peppers, not a fan of green peppers. Red peppers are my favorite. Okay, okay, y'all see my mom? Hold on, wait. You're right, Ashley. I did use frozen. Okay, I ain't tripping. You see my mom? Okay, I knew I wasn't tripping, mom. I was like, I didn't like. I feel like I didn't like spinach growing up because I felt like it was always mushy. Okay, I know I wasn't tripping, mom. I was like, I feel vindicated. I love onions, garlic. Right. I feel like why doesn't your meal listen? Y'all know another thing I don't trust. I don't trust a recipe that only says, "Oh, you need only one clove of garlic." One clove of garlic. What is that going to do? One clove of garlic. Please miss me with that one clove of garlic. I don't trust it. Like, what are we doing here? Unless if you're allergic to garlic, I'm not going to judge you. Like, because people can't help what they're allergic to. But if you ain't allergic to garlic and you don't like garlic, I don't trust you. That's a character flaw. Not. Oh gosh, my mom calling my government out. Yeah, that's my middle name, y'all. Ashley is my middle name. Not court. See, court notices everything. We can't do nothing around court. See what? All right, y'all. And less than 2 hours. We got mittens done. I would have made the cuffs bigger, but it'll get the job done. Like longer and a little bit tighter. So the glove itself needs to be a little bit bigger, but the cuff needs to be, and I can go in and kind of do a tack stitch. You with me on garlic? My grandmother got me hooked on garlic, and you have to use at least 3 to 4. Right. Right. All right, y'all. We are ready. Well, I'm not going out there now. It's 16 degrees outside. I'm not going outside now. But we are ready to go shovel some snow tomorrow. Not today. Yeah, the cuffs one is so the mittens could be a little bit bigger, but this cuff is definitely needs to be taken in a little bit. I'm gonna just do a quick little tack stitch on the side. The cuff, or I could have used something with the cuff need to be smaller. But as you can see, we got 3 things done today. It's cute. I feel super warm. I feel super equipped. The gloves is what I really needed. I don't have no gloves. My hands be looking crazy. My hands been looking crazy. But I even like the hat. Again, the hat's not meant to be oversized, but if you need to make it bigger, bump the pattern size up to about a 150%. If you have like braids or you have locks, it should be able to fit like the top portion of it. This is the pattern piece, y'all. So bump it up so that it like comes out here, and you'll have this. You'll have more space. So I did sew it at I sold it at a smaller seam allowance cord to account for my nails. So yeah, that's why I would make I would make the mittens again. And make the mittens itself like the main panel. I would make it. I should have never cut this off. So you could still add the cuff. You could still add the cuff on top of this. I should have like kept the cuff and kept the length, because I feel like these are too short. So I should have kept the length, and then the cuff would have been down here and just fine. So don't cut this off. Don't cut this off, y'all. Keep it. Just keep it. Cause yeah, this to me just feels a little bit like undershot. But again, they'll be fine. They'll get the job done. All right, y'all. This was fun. Y'all hung out. Y'all hung in there today. Y'all hung in. And I feel like it's because, this is something that we all can use. All very super simple. I literally did these 3 projects in less than 2 hours. So very beginner friendly, very easy to sew. If you make this, please tag Black Sewing Network on Instagram, and so I can repost it. But yeah, this is super cute. I'll be live tomorrow on Twitch, so I'll see you guys there. And remember, next month we are making all Black pattern designers during Sunday service. Most of the hosts will be doing that during their respective segments as well. So yeah, I think February 1st is next Sunday. So we'll be making something Black, something for Black folks. And stay tuned for more information on the Black History Month program or event on February 18th, as well as the contest we have annually for Black History Month. And on that note, I will talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful day. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.